Welcome to English Practice Hub. Today, you will listen to the inspiring life story of Elon Musk. He is the man behind Tesla, SpaceX, and many other bold ideas that have changed the world. This video is not only about his biography. It is also your English listening practice. By following this story in slow and simple English, you will improve your listening skills, learn new vocabulary, and gain motivation for your own life. You will hear how Elon Musk started as a curious boy in South Africa, how he faced challenges, how he never gave up, and how he built companies that reached space and shaped the future of technology. So, sit back, relax, and focus on the words. Remember, every story you listen to helps you think more in English and grow step by step. And if you want to learn English with more inspiring life stories, do not forget to subscribe and turn on the bell. Let's begin the story of Elon Musk. Elon Musk was born on June 28, 1971, in Pretoria, South Africa. From the very beginning, his life was full of curiosity. He was a quiet boy, often lost in his own thoughts. While other children were playing outside, Elon could spend hours reading books. He loved science fiction, technology, and stories about heroes who built new worlds. These stories planted a seed in his mind. Maybe one day, he could change the world too. When he was only 10 years old, his father bought him a computer. Most children use computers just for games. But Elon was different. He taught himself how to program. At the age of 12, he created his first video game, called Blaster, and sold it to a computer magazine. Imagine that. While most kids were still playing in the playground, Elon was already earning money with his ideas. But his childhood was not easy. He was often bullied at school. Bigger boys pushed him, insulted him, and even beat him until he was left unconscious once. It was painful and lonely. Many people would give up under such pressure. But Elon chose another path. Instead of fighting back with fists, he fought back with knowledge. He spent more time in libraries, reading everything he could find, from physics to engineering, from business to science fiction. He believed that knowledge could be his weapon. This is an important lesson for all of us. Life will not always be kind. People may hurt you, doubt you, or try to push you down. But you can rise above by using your mind, your focus, and your determination. Elon Musk turned his pain into power by feeding his curiosity. When he finished high school, Elon knew he could not stay in South Africa. At that time, the country was under apartheid, a system of racial injustice. He did not want to support it, and he dreamed of bigger opportunities. He wanted to go where technology was growing, where dreams could become reality. So, at the age of 17, he left home and moved to Canada. This was not easy. He had little money. He did simple jobs, like working on farms and cleaning boilers, just to survive. But he had a vision. He believed North America would be the place to start his future. In Canada, he studied at Queen's University. Later, he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania in the United States, where he studied both physics and economics. Why both? Because Musk understood something powerful: science and business together can change the world. Physics gave him the knowledge to understand how things work. Economics gave him the tools to build companies and bring ideas to life. During his time in college, Elon was not living a rich student life. He rented a small house with a friend. To save money, they turned it into a nightclub on weekends, charging people at the door. This way, they could pay their rent and live cheaply. It showed that even as a student, Elon had the spirit of an entrepreneur, always finding creative ways to survive and move forward. Another story from his university days reveals his courage. For a project, he and a friend rented a big house and filled it with computers. They worked day and night on programming and technology ideas, sometimes skipping sleep, sometimes living only on fast food. He believed that hard work and dedication were the price of future success. From South Africa to Canada, and then to the United States, Musk's journey was not smooth. He faced bullying, financial struggles, and the challenge of living far from home. But through it all, he carried two things: unstoppable curiosity and fearless ambition. For young people listening today, Musk's early years carry a strong message. Success is not about where you are born. It is about where you decide to go. Success is not about what resources you have. It is about how much you are willing to learn, to sacrifice, and to dream. Elon Musk's story shows that even if you are just a boy reading science fiction in South Africa, you can become a man who changes the future of humanity. All it takes is courage to leave your comfort zone, strength to survive difficulties, and vision to keep moving forward. After finishing his studies in the United States, Elon Musk had a clear vision. He wanted to use the internet, which was still new in the 1990s, to build something powerful. Many people at that time did not even understand how big the internet would become. But Elon saw its potential. He believed that the internet could transform business, communication, and daily life. In 1995, with only a few $1,000s borrowed from his father, Elon and his brother Kimball started a company called Zip2. They worked day and night in a small office, sometimes even sleeping there because they had no money for rent. Zip2 was designed to provide maps and business directories for newspapers, something like an early version of Google Maps combined with Yellow Pages. At first, no one believed in them. Investors rejected them. Newspapers were not interested. But Elon did not give up. He and Kimball kept pushing, knocking on doors, making calls, and improving their product. Slowly, Zip2 started to grow. Finally, big newspapers like the New York Times and the Chicago Tribune became clients. In 1999, 4 years after starting from nothing, Compaq bought Zip2 for $307 million. Elon Musk's share was $22 million. Think about that. A boy who once worked on farms in Canada, who survived by turning his apartment into a nightclub, now became a millionaire at the age of 28. But Musk was not the type of person to stop and relax. Many people, after earning millions, would buy luxury cars and retire. Elon did buy a McLaren F1 sports car, but he quickly crashed it without insurance. This became a famous story. But more importantly, he reinvested most of his money into new ideas. He believed money was not the goal, changing the world was. Right after Zip2, Musk started a new company called X.com. It was an online bank, one of the first of its kind. At that time, online banking sounded crazy to many people. Who would trust money on the internet? But Musk had vision. He knew digital payments would be the future. Soon, X.com merged with another company called Confinity, which had a product named PayPal. Together, they created what we know today as PayPal, a simple way to send money online. The journey was not smooth. Investors doubted Musk. At one point, while he was on vacation, the board of directors removed him as CEO because they thought his ideas were too risky. Imagine how painful that must have been, being pushed out of the company you created. But Musk stayed strong. He still held shares in PayPal, and in 2002, when eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion, Elon received around $180 million from the deal. This stage of his life teaches us a strong lesson. Success is not just about ideas. It is about persistence, resilience, and the courage to start again when things go wrong. Musk went from rejection to rejection, from failure to failure, but he always used those experiences as fuel to keep going. At this point, Elon Musk could have stopped. He was rich. He was young. He had everything he needed to live a comfortable life. But for Musk, comfort was not the goal. He once said, "I could either watch it happen or be a part of it." He chose to be a part of changing the future. And that decision would lead him to his greatest challenges yet, building Tesla, SpaceX, and companies that many people thought were impossible. After the PayPal sale in 2002, Elon Musk had more money than he had ever imagined. Many people in his position would have retired or lived a life of luxury. But for Elon, money was never the finish line. It was only the fuel for bigger dreams. He asked himself, "What can I do that truly matters for the future of humanity?" His answer came in two bold ideas: space exploration and sustainable energy. First, let's talk about space. In 2002, Musk founded SpaceX, short for Space Exploration Technologies. His goal was crazy to most people. He wanted to build rockets that could travel to space and even to Mars. Experts laughed. Governments had been spending billions on rockets, and here was one man saying he could do it cheaper, faster, and better. At the same time, Musk became interested in electric cars. He believed the world had to move away from oil and towards clean energy. In 2004, he invested in a small electric car company called Tesla Motors. At that time, electric cars had a bad reputation. They were slow, ugly, and had very little range. Musk wanted to change that. He wanted electric cars to be powerful, beautiful, and desirable. But both dreams came with massive risks. Building rockets and cars at the same time was almost impossible. Musk invested most of his fortune into Tesla and SpaceX. He put not just his money, but also his reputation on the line. Friends told him he was crazy. Investors walked away. But Elon believed in the mission. For SpaceX, the first years were brutal. The company launched its first rocket, the Falcon 1, in 2006. It exploded. The second launch in 2007 also failed. The third launch in 2008 failed again. Imagine spending millions of dollars, years of effort, and watching everything blow up in seconds. Most people would quit. But not Musk. He said, "If something is important enough, even if the odds are against you, you should still do it." By 2008, Tesla was also in deep trouble. The company was running out of money. Production was slow. Critics said electric cars would never succeed. Musk had already spent nearly all of his fortune. He borrowed money from friends to pay his rent. Despite once being worth hundreds of millions, he was close to bankruptcy. It was the darkest year of his career. SpaceX had 3 failures. Tesla was collapsing. Musk said later that he had a choice: put his remaining money into one company and let the other die, or divide it and risk losing both. He chose to divide it. He said, "If both fail, at least I gave them both a chance." And then, the miracle happened. In September 2008, SpaceX's fourth launch succeeded. The Falcon 1 reached orbit, making SpaceX the first private company in history to do so. Shortly after, NASA awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract to deliver cargo to the International Space Station. That deal saved SpaceX. At the same time, Tesla received new investments and began to stabilize. Their first car, the Tesla Roadster, proved that electric cars could be fast and exciting. Step by step, Tesla gained attention. This stage of Musk's life is a powerful lesson. Even when you are at the edge of total failure, persistence can open the door to success. Most people quit after one or two failures. Musk failed 3 times with rockets, nearly lost everything, but kept going. And because he did not give up, the 4th time changed history. Today, SpaceX launches rockets regularly, lands them back on Earth, and is preparing missions to Mars. Tesla has become one of the most valuable car companies in the world, leading the shift to electric vehicles. But none of this would have happened if Musk had stopped in 2008. So what can we learn from this part of his story? We learn that true belief means risking everything. We learn that failure is not the end but part of the journey. And we learn that when your mission is bigger than yourself, you find the strength to keep going, even in your darkest hour. Elon Musk's journey through Tesla and SpaceX proves that impossible dreams can become reality, but only if you are willing to take risks, face failure, and never give up. After surviving the darkest days of 2008, Elon Musk entered a new chapter of his life. The companies that almost died became stronger than ever. Tesla grew into a leader in electric cars. SpaceX became a pioneer in private space travel. And Musk himself became one of the most famous, and sometimes most controversial, figures of our time. Tesla launched the Model S in 2012, a luxury electric car that shocked the auto industry. It was fast, safe, and had long range. Car experts said, "This is the future." From that moment, Tesla kept growing. Model 3, Model X, and Model Y became global bestsellers. In just a decade, Tesla went from nearly bankrupt to one of the most valuable companies in the world. SpaceX also made history. In 2015, they landed a rocket back on Earth for the first time. This was considered impossible before. But Musk believed reusable rockets could cut costs and make space accessible. By 2020, SpaceX became the first private company to send astronauts to the International Space Station. Musk's dream of making humans a multiplanetary species was no longer science fiction. It was becoming reality. But Musk's vision did not stop there. He started new projects. Solar City and Tesla Energy to make clean energy available for everyone. Neuralink to connect the human brain with computers and possibly help cure diseases. The Boring Company to reduce traffic with underground tunnels. Starlink, a satellite network bringing internet to every corner of the world, especially to places where people had no access before. Each of these ideas sounded crazy at first. Critics laughed. But Musk once said, "When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor." That philosophy guided him again and again. In 2022, Musk also made headlines by buying Twitter, one of the biggest social media platforms. This decision created debates, but it also showed one thing: Musk never avoids risk. He steps into challenges, even when the world watches closely and critics are loud. Of course, his journey has not been perfect. He has made mistakes, faced criticism, and sometimes even failed. But what makes Elon Musk inspiring is not perfection. It is persistence. He dares to dream big, to risk everything, and to try again when he fails. For young people listening today, Musk's story is a reminder that success comes with sacrifice. He worked long hours, often sleeping at the office. He risked his fortune again and again. He accepted failure as part of growth. And he never stopped thinking about the future. So, what can we learn from Elon Musk? We learn that vision is more important than comfort. We learn that failure is not the end but a stepping stone. We learn that if your dream is big enough, you must fight for it, no matter how many times you fall. Elon Musk's life shows us that one person can change multiple industries, cars, space, energy, and more, if they are bold enough to try. His story is not just about technology. It is about courage, resilience, and the belief that the future can be built by those who dare. This was the inspiring life story of Elon Musk, a boy from South Africa who became a global innovator, an entrepreneur who refused to give up, and a dreamer who reached for the stars. His journey teaches us that no dream is too big if you have the courage to chase it. If you enjoyed this story, and if you want to improve your English while learning about the lives of great people, then subscribe to English Practice Hub. We bring you motivational stories, daily routines, and inspiring lessons in slow and simple English. So, do not stop here. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Every video you watch, every story you listen to, will make your English stronger and your motivation higher. Thank you for joining us today. Keep learning, keep dreaming, and never give up, just like Elon Musk.